और अब आपको बराह रास्त लिए चलेंगे। वफाकी वजीर बराए मनसूबाबंदी एहसन इकबाल तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे हैं।
Will determine the future of climate change, will determine the outcome of the efforts of the global community to mitigate the challenges of climate change. So Asia faces a paradox on which, on the one side, it has to fuel its growth, its development with energy, but on the other side, it also has to have that responsibility that we do not further contribute to the climate change disaster, and we actually make our contribution to mitigate the challenges which we are facing as humanity. In the past, unfortunately, the West made some very irresponsible choices without regard to the future of the planet and of the mankind, and they consumed energy as a result in a manner which has today given us a climate disaster. And no country can know better the consequences of this climate change than Pakistan. Just 2 years ago, we faced a major disaster, a disaster which cost us more than $30 billion at a time when we were economically struggling to come out of the danger of facing bankruptcy. So we were on path of recovery, just trying to avert that crisis. On top of that, we had this $30 billion hit. And I think any other economy would have collapsed. But alhamdulillah, the credit goes to the resilience of our people, the resilience of our system, and I think some credit to the management of the crisis that we were able to collectively, federal government and the provincial governments were able to avert a very big disaster that could have come to Pakistan. I was incidentally in charge of the center which was handling that crisis, and I remember every international delegation which came warned us that, after the flood you will see hundreds of deaths due to the different diseases that might erupt, like cholera and typhoid and whatnot. But fortunately, I think we didn't even see 10 or 12 or even a dozen deaths as a result of the post-flood any disease. I think the provincial governments and the federal governments, they were able to provide a very good health cover in partnership with the development agencies. So, very less number, as it was warned, you will see thousands or hundreds of deaths. So, it was very little number, very small number. But nevertheless, what I would say is that having seen that disaster, now Pakistan is one country that can champion this cause. And we all have to see that how in Asia our collective decisions are going to make contribution in this regard. I would say that in Pakistan, we have in last few years tried to make a transition. When we started China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, under this project, we were addressing Pakistan's energy challenge. We did not put all the eggs in one basket. We had some very pressing demands because in 2013, the country faced 18 to 20 hours of load shedding. So we needed something in short term, something that could really give us energy in a couple of years. So while we also worked on the coal power generation, because that was the easiest solution at that time to give us energy in shortest possible time. And also because Pakistan had a big coal deposit in Thar, which had been lying idle for 70 years for lack of financing, which is good for 400 years. So while we were doing coal projects, but we were very mindful of the environmental impact. So we put these coal projects on supercritical technology so that we could mitigate against their carbon emissions, and they could be environmentally friendly projects. So environmental test was part of clearance process for each and every project that was put up. But besides that, there was a big portfolio that we started in hydel projects. One of the projects, Suki Kanari, has just been commissioned. Other projects were also started, hydel projects, Kohala, Karot, and others, few projects. And then renewable energy projects, solar projects, and wind energy projects were also started in Sindh, in Punjab, to give Pakistan renewable energy. So I would say that Pakistan now has a big challenge because we are blessed with huge resource for renewable energy. Wind energy alone has an estimate of 30,000 megawatt energy that we can have through wind energy. Solar energy, close to 3 million megawatts, we can generate in the country through solar energy. Our annual energy consumption or demand is 30,000 or 35,000 megawatts at the best at the moment. So there is a huge opportunity, and I would say that with this conference where people from different countries are present and we are looking at Asian picture, I would like to say that there are 5 important pillars that we should construct in an Asian strategy for transition in energy. The first and foremost is that we must find a framework for innovation because Asia is emerging as a leader in technology. So we would need to economize this transition and find technology-based solutions to make this transition more economical and affordable for the whole of Asia. And therefore, the ecosystem of innovation that we have been able to establish and develop in Asia, that should be diverted towards addressing this problem. The second major pillar of this strategy should be mobilizing financial resources for this transition. Where do we get investments? I think there is a need to set Asian funds which should help countries, those countries which are particularly most vulnerable to climate change, to make this transition faster. So what kind of financial mechanisms are there and what funds can we create to fund or finance this transition will be second most important pillar of this strategy. The third is policy reform. How do we harmonize our policies with this transition in energy sector, and how do we create enabling environments where investments can take place and where faster transition can take place? So policy reform is an area in which we all need to learn from each other because each country is trying to make its own roadmap, and how can every country not reinvent the wheel, and we have some policy sharing mechanism and we fast track reform in policy sector so that we can make this transition faster. The fourth should be regional collaboration and building integrated energy markets. Some countries are very rich, while some countries do not have enough of renewable energy sources. How can we create integrated energy markets so that we can ensure there is sharing of this resource? For example, CASA 100 project is one typical example that how from Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, hydel energy is being brought to Pakistan. So similarly, many collaborative projects can be started and initiated in the region. So there should be a framework for greater regional collaboration in transition to, in making this transition in energy. And finally, I would say that any transition in energy strategy must have social equity, ensuring a just transition.
वफाकी वजीर बराए मनसूबाबंदी और तरक्की एहसन इकबाल तकरीब से खिताब कर रहे थे। उन्होंने कहा कि मौसमियाती तब्दीली बड़ा मसला है। हुकूमत तवानाई के शोबे में तरक्की कर रही है। मुल्क की मईशत बेहतरी की जानिब गामजन है। मजीद उन्होंने कहा कि 2022 में सैलाब से पाकिस्तान को अरबों का नुकसान हुआ। पाकिस्तान को माजी में तवील लोड शेडिंग का सामना था। हमारी हुकूमत ने CPEC के तहत तवानाई के मंसूबे शुरू किए।